Thanks, everybody, for coming. I'll just start off with a couple comments about the team. So excited for our team and the way that we've started off conference play. I feel like we've had a really strong start. Our conference is a very tough conference. It's one of the premier conferences across the country, and for us to be able to have a win on the road and then turn around and have a win at home makes me really excited about where our team is. One of the things that I think we're doing extremely well right now is we're playing great team basketball. You see multiple players, in double figures. You see us sharing the ball a lot. You see a lot of assists. And so we're really excited about how we're playing basketball, and we're really excited about the tempo that we're playing at. We're playing at a high pace. We're able to get up and down the floor. We're getting defensive stops, doing some things really well on the defensive end as well.
Questions for Coach or Ahrray?
I can just talk.
There you go.
Okay. Hey, Ahrray, talk about just the way that you were able to capitalize on defense. You picked the pocket of a lot of girls last night and racked up those layups. Talk about that.
Yeah, one of my biggest emphasis for my player development was my defense. I know me and Coach Angie talked about, what she wants from me as a player this year, and guarding the best defender the best player on the other teams was one of the things on that agenda. So every game I come in, that's one of the mentalities that I have: just block up, stop this girl. And coming into the game, I think it just sets it off for the whole time. Just play defense.
Coach, you're only 2 games into conference. Just what have you seen the most out of these girls from these 2 games that you played?
Yeah, well, our heart and our toughness is probably the main thing that you see. We go and we play a team on the road with a lot of adversity, and a good team. That's a tough team, and it was a good win for us to be able to come through in some moments where there were some things that didn't go our way, and we stuck with it and we stayed together and we came out on top. In the second game, we had to play with a lead. We had to learn to play with a lead. You've seen games this year where we've come from behind to win, and so learning how to do that and how to control the game and control the pace of the game. Again, it goes back to their heart and their toughness in those times. We know we have a lot of work ahead of us. Our conference, like I said, is not an easy conference, but I'm really pleased with the effort that we have. One of the things that our team does really well, and that Ahrray does really well, is they prepare for games well. They put a lot of time, they put a lot of effort into scouting reports, into learning the other team, into being able to take advantage of situations on the floor, and even Ahrray to be able to take advantage defensively of knowing what that offensive player's tendencies are. And that's where I think we're finding a lot of successes in the preparation we have, knowing what we want to do as a game plan on the offensive and defensive ends of the floor. And it all goes back to the players. It all goes back to their heart and their eagerness for that preparation and their hunger for those wins.
Okay.
What does that do for y'all? You mentioned winning in different ways, big picture-wise, whenever you're here early January, and really the past 3 games have been kind of a sloppy win, and then, as you mentioned, like a win coming, like protecting the lead and going down from there.
Well, you've got to be able to do whatever it takes, and that's what this team does so well. They made great adjustments in the game, and they have an understanding of the flow of the game, and they do whatever it takes to win. And sometimes that's going to look like one thing against one team. It's going to look different against another team. But just the versatility of the team that we have allows us to take advantage of different situations. We can play big, we can play small, we can have different post-up opportunities, we can have different mismatch opportunities. Defensively, we can put different schemes on the floor and take advantage of our length and our versatility, and we can take advantage of our speed. And so it all goes back to having players that are versatile, and we have so many players that are versatile. We play a positionless style of basketball, and we do that on both ends of the floor, and that gives us that flexibility to be what we need against teams to win.
Coach, how early is too early to look at bracketology? I think I saw you guys are put in the field already. Like, do you guys look at that right now in January?
No, you telling me is the first I've heard of that right now. It's that cliche, you take it one game at a time. Obviously, whenever you plan your season and when you plan scheduling and when you plan, different progressions you want for your team to be able to learn and grow, it's also you peak perform in March, but you don't peak perform in March if you lose sight of the process. Our team is very process focused. One of our sayings for this year is 2020 vision, and what that means is, yes, we do have a vision for the future. future. We want to be able to compete for championships, but none of that happens without the process. So you have to be able to see the process clearly, to invest in the process, and our players do a great job of that. They do a great job of looking at, okay, what do I need to do today to get better? What do I need to focus on today? And they don't just focus on the process, they believe in it wholeheartedly. And I think that's when you see those teams that are able to do that in March, those teams are the teams that have been able to focus on the process, and our team does a good job of that. That's not to say we don't have hopes, that's not to say we don't have dreams, but none of that will come true if you lose sight of the here and now and what's required of you in that next moment.
Ahrray, I guess on that same point, how do you guys stay focused on the process? Like, did you know that you guys were projected
no.
already? Okay.
Yeah, no,
So
you're saying that as the first
So
time
how do
I'm
you stay focused on the process, as Coach Nelp mentioned?
Coming back from injury, I think it's just taught me that every day is an opportunity. You know, every day that you come to practice, it's not promised. You have to give your everything every single day, every rep, just to, you know, embed in that process that we're talking about, and trusting that if I do this every day with my best effort, all my energy, it will come to me eventually. So I think that's definitely one way that shifting our mindset to that has gotten our team to look at every game as an opportunity, every practice as an opportunity, and that's definitely shifting the course of this year.
Ahrray is a great leader for us in that area. You know, sometimes unfortunate things happen and things out of your control can cause you to maybe have an injury and go through rehab, and that shifts your perspective. And I can't think of a better example than Ahrray Young right here, who has shifted her perspective to be able to understand the importance of that process for something that's further down the road. And she, you know, she leads our team in that area. She has conversations with other players, with young players on our team, to be able to help our team focus on that process.
And Ahrray, you're coming back from that injury. You missed the first 3 games. Just, it looked like last night you're getting pretty close to where you're feeling really comfortable.
Yeah.
And how do you feel? How has that process been going?
Honestly, good. My body is starting to feel better. My legs are starting to feel under me. I think, you know, as my game started progressing and my minutes I started to play more minutes. I would start feeling like way more tired. Like, you know, I think you forget how your body feels when you're expending that much energy and having to think and make shots and, you know, do the game plan, everything when you're that tired. So getting back to that, I just feel way better now. Like, especially after last night, I think these last 2 or 3 games, my body has been way more with me than I would say than like earlier when I was playing with less minutes.
Any questions, Bruce?
Coach, if you could speak to this, and then maybe Ahrray as well. Yesterday, Cam Matthews and Jessica Evans got onto the floor for the first time after their injuries.
Yes.
How much did you witness Ahrray helping those two out as they came back?
Yeah, I mean, it's there every day. Our team is really close. You know, we have a team who really cares about each other, and they care about each other more than just in a basketball sense. And so I think sometimes when you've seen, you know, multiple players go through injuries at the same time, there's a closeness there. But it's a support system, you know, and they help each other. First of all, we're so excited to have some of those players, you know, all those players that have rehabbed from their injuries being able to return to the floor. I think you can see that all those players can be impactful for our team, and it allows us to have a deeper bench. It allows us to be more versatile. And so we're working our way back, but we're so excited to be able to have those contributors available to us once again, and I think they're going to do a great job.
And Ahrray, how did you help?
Cam and Jess, first of all, are 2 of my closest friends. But just seeing them, being able to have them as people through my process, as well as being there for them through their process, I think is just amazing, because even being put back into the rotation, you just feel that sort of support from everyone, you know what I mean? So seeing them, you know, go into the game yesterday, you could probably see me and Tamara just jump up like with excitement, like just so excited to see them out there, because it's really just a blessing, you know? And I think we all treat it as such, and it just spreads throughout our whole team. It's amazing.
Yeah.
All right. Talked about the defensive end of the game last night already, but offensively, 20 points, first time in your college career. What do you think about that?
It's amazing. I honestly have no words. Honestly, when I get into that, I didn't even know I had 20. I wasn't even just looked up and seen it, but it feels good. That's all I can say. It's just the work that I know that a lot of the workouts me and Coach were having like 5 months ago, when I wasn't even doing contact yet. She's just like, this is for November, this is for December. Just keep that mentality forward. So I'm just excited to see what I could do for the rest of conference.
Coach Nelp, talk about that Temple team now you're going to face.
Yeah, well, like I said earlier, there's no, our conference is so tough and competitive. There's no quote unquote easy games. Every game you've got to show up and you've got to be your best. And this game isn't going to be any different. We're going to see a Temple team that's really tough. They're a physical team. They play up tempo. They've got good guard play. They've got some aggressive post play. I would say a little bit similar to what we saw against Memphis, where they had some forwards that were trying to take us off the dribble quite a bit, and they've got guards that are really effective in some on-ball screen action. So, we've got to be able to use the experience that we've had in the past game and carry that over into this preparation with them. They're well coached. Diane Richardson, she's won a lot of games, and we know that this Temple team they're going to come in here and they're going to be ready to play. So we've got to make sure that we prepare and that we're our best.